Hi, Reporters President team has reached another continent. We are in New York, at one of the most iconic locations, Times Square. Soon the city will host the high-level debates at the UN's 80th Anniversary General Assembly with participation of over 130 world leaders expected to gather at the organization's headquarters. Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, who will present his vision for global cooperation at the General Assembly. His visits program will begin tomorrow and expected to be fully packed. We're here to bring you all important details, so let's get started. The first day of the visit of the President of Kazakhstan to New York starts with important business negotiations that will help to bring new investments and promising opportunities to the country. The CEO of Cameco, the world's largest uranium company, is the first to attend a meeting with President Tokayev. Welcomed by the president and the members of his official delegation, Tim Gitzel is quite amazed by the number of people at the venue.
Half of Kazakhstan is here
I see that.
to greet you.
Cameco is an important strategic partner of Kazakhstan's Kazatomprom company. Since starting operations in our country, the company has invested over $500 million and facilitated technology transfer. When answering our questions, Mr. Gitzel outlines the perspectives for strengthening cooperation.
The industry is really doing well right now. The whole world is talking about nuclear because of AI. We talked about that. Artificial intelligence, data centers, hyperscalers need massive amounts of electricity. So Kazakhstan is going to be building reactors, Canada building reactors. We have a company, Westinghouse, that builds reactors, so we'll see where that goes. But it's really good times for nuclear energy.
Mr. President, good to see you again. How are you? Nice to see you.
During a meeting with the Goldman Sachs representatives, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev speaks highly of a long-term partnership with the leading American investment bank. Jared Cohen, president of global affairs at Goldman, chose to use a pin with the Kazakh flag at the meeting with the head of state.
I know you have a Kazakh pin here. Thank you very much. Very good.
Mr. President, last time I saw you, I didn't have it.
We have the same pins.
Yes. And I should also thank you for your time. I know your visit to New York is very short.
Sayasat Nurbek, Minister of Science and Higher Education of Kazakhstan, has also arrived to accompany President Tokayev on his meetings with the U.S. business community. He's very optimistic about future cooperation with leading American institutions that are showing strong interest in the possibility of entering the Kazakh educational market.
So we'll be working with ETS to modernize our unified national testing at the first stage. It will be a multi-stage approach, but the ultimate goal and ultimate ambition is to transform Kazakh national test assessment framework into international placement test, university placement test. So we have a dream that one day, with help of ETS, any Kazakh citizen or anyone who is taking unified national testing in Kazakhstan and gets a certificate will be able to apply to any global universities.
Business meetings continue after the head of state's reception. Here at the sidelines, Kazakh and American counterparts discuss practical steps for implementing joint initiatives. There are concrete business deals that are waiting ahead.
Interesting meetings would be with Amazon Kuiper. Amazon Kuiper is a low orbit satellite internet providing service company such as Starlink. We have made an agreement between our subsidiary Kazakh Telecom and Amazon Kuiper to launch the operations in Kazakhstan. Amazon Kuiper will invest $200 million into our land infrastructure. And together with Kazakh Telecom, they will be providing satellite internet. On top of that, there will be deals between KMG, Chevron, and Exxon on strengthening their relationship and deepening their partnerships. Lummus LanzaJet, sustainable aviation fuel, that's what we are aiming at. And LanzaJet is ready to provide their technology and establish, together with KMG, sustainable aviation fuel production in Kazakhstan.
You'll have a direct line to me and the White House. And in fact, as I was just in the car coming over here, President Trump called me. And I told him I'm coming to see you. And if we can turn the cameras off, he would like me to call him right now.
In a phone call with US President Donald Trump, the attention was focused on the prospects of expansion of bilateral relations, particularly in the economic and trade spheres. President Tokayev and Trump also synced watches on issues of the international agenda.
So on behalf of the Trump administration, I wish to extend my warm congratulations to you for signing the single largest automotive deal in history.
And then comes a large business deal. In the presence of the head of state and the US Secretary of Commerce, representatives of the American Wabtec and the Kazakh National Railway Company sign agreements worth $4.2 billion for the production of 300 freight locomotives in Kazakhstan.
In a meeting with the management of Chevron Corporation, one of the largest investment partners of Kazakhstan, President Tokayev notes its significant contribution to the economic development of the country. Counterparts also discussed the Tengiz field's future expansion and the prospects for gas production and processing at the Karachaganak field.
We just started up a very big project earlier this year, and the most important thing is to ensure that that project performs well. The field performs well, the plants perform well. It's a complex project that took a decade to execute, and so that's really our focus right now. And then also talking about the future. And, we became partners more than 30 years ago and would like to be partners for many decades to come. And so we're having discussions about that as well.
During a roundtable with the largest businessman of America, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev underlines that as a regional economic power, Kazakhstan is ready to play a leading role in promoting investment and expanding the presence of American businesses in Central Asia. He also informs the roundtable participants about the implementation of economic and political reforms in Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan has set a clear ambition to become a knowledge-based and innovation-driven economy with a clear focus on digital transformation. Our country's economy is the gateway and a dynamic force of the region, surpassing the total GDP of all other Central Asian nations combined. American business played a critical role in Kazakhstan achieving this milestone. In the first 8 months of this year, our economy grew by 6.5%.
Kassym-Jomart Tokayev then recalls Kazakhstan's plan to become a fully digital state and a leading IT hub in Eurasia in the area of digital transformation and artificial intelligence. Within the next 3 years, human capital will play a leading role in this process.
Well, it was a tremendous honor to be here and to meet the president. Obviously, he's a very forward-thinking leader who is thinking about how to make Kazakhstan a truly digital state. And we at OpenAI are looking to work with innovative partners and governments like that, particularly in the area of education, where I think there's so much potential for ChatGPT's technology to really improve the learning experience, essentially providing students a personalized tutor and teachers a personalized teaching assistant. And we're excited to continue our discussions with the ministry and the administration to see what we can do to accelerate the adoption of this technology across the nation of Kazakhstan.
ASU has 2 projects in the country that we're just launching now. One is a brand new university called the University of Innovation and Technology, which will be located in Almaty in a future economic development zone. And another project that is just emerging now is with Azov University in Shebkent. So Arizona State University, in addition to being the most innovative university in America, is also the largest public university under a single administration. So it makes sense for us to work with Azov University as the largest public university in Kazakhstan, and we're developing dual degree opportunities for students. So we have students that will be getting a degree from a Kazakh university and also from Arizona State University. And we think that collectively we'll be able to achieve, address Kazakhstan's goals of becoming even more economically competitive and providing educational opportunities for students that are truly unique and unparalleled.
You see, these cubicles are real labyrinths, and they're located at the headquarters of the United Nations, where the leaders of the countries and leaders of delegations hold their meetings in the framework of the General Assembly. Soon, the president of Kazakhstan will also arrive here to meet with his counterparts and to discuss important issues on bilateral agenda. At the UN's headquarters, the head of state holds a meeting with the president of the European Council, Antonio Costa. President Tokayev notes that Kazakhstan is firmly committed to further strengthening its partnership with the EU. President Costa, in turn, expresses full support of Kazakhstan's efforts in promoting multilateral values amid a challenging geopolitical situation in the region and beyond.
This multipolar world, it's very important that all what you call the middle powers have effective power in the international order. That's the reason because the European Union is very engaged to weaving a global network with different partners in all the continents. And the Central Asia countries, and Kazakhstan in special, are a very important partner for us because I think if we work together, we could be a force for good in the world.
Now I can see the head of state, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, is holding a bilateral meeting with President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. The counterparts are discussing the prospects of further strengthening of Kazakh-Ukrainian cooperation amidst, of course, the rising concerns of a possibility for peaceful resolution of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict.
During a meeting, President Zelensky informs President Tokayev on the situation in Ukraine. The head of state underlines the importance of diplomatic efforts to be applied in this extremely difficult situation. This should be the only way to end the conflict, the president states. The UN's high-level week continues with the opening session of the high-level debates of the 80th anniversary General Assembly, held under the theme Better Together, 80 years and more for peace, development and human rights, is prioritizing unity, solidarity and collective action to address the most pressing issues facing humanity, including military conflicts, war zones, climate change, gender inequality and ethical issues of AI. Addressing the General Assembly, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres urged increased financing to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. US President Donald Trump delivers an almost hour-long speech emphasizing immigration policy as a priority for his second term in office. Now, President Tokayev arrives to take part in the general debates at the UN's headquarters. But before that, the Kazakh president holds a number of bilateral meetings with the prime ministers of Luxembourg and Belgium. Prince Albert II of Monaco and the presidents of France and Finland. The bottom line of all of these meetings is further fortifying a bilateral partnership. Right after the meeting with the Kazakh president, we catch President Macron on his way to the hall of the General Assembly. How was the meeting with the president of Kazakhstan? Just few words.
He's going to make a speech.
Few words, yeah.
No, we had a wonderful meeting as always. I love Kazakhstan. President Tokayev is a great friend of mine, and we spoke about the region and the key challenges and the great cooperation we have together. It was a great meeting.
Now the general debates are on with world leaders addressing its panel. Now you can see the president of Kazakhstan, Tokayev, is taking stage to deliver his speech presenting Kazakhstan's vision for future development of organization.
First of all, President Tokayev scores this session as historic, adding that this is a unique opportunity to reaffirm global commitment to the fundamental principles and goals of this universal and truly indispensable organization. However, the real confidence crisis in some of the UN's institutions shouldn't be overlooked, the president says.
Serious violations of international law have become new normality, which undermines global stability and erodes confidence between peoples, between political leaders, and between states. In this challenging time, we all must empower the United Nations to make it more adjustable to the realities of today's unpredictable world. The spirit of mutual understanding and eagerness to cooperate must prevail over dangerous warmongering. State leaders have a responsibility to move toward making peace.
Continuing his speech, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev touches upon the need for reforms in the organization itself, giving more opportunities to the voices of the Middle Powers. The head of state suggests beginning with reforms of the Security Council as a starting point for the UN renewal, adding that major countries in Asia, Africa and Latin America should be represented on the Security Council on a rotational basis.
We advocate relaunching high-level dialogue among nuclear powers and stronger multilateral action to drastically reduce the looming threat of nuclear weapons. More widely, we must begin the hard work of getting rid of the militant mindset. We can do so by tracking closely how much our countries invest in peace.
Finally, President Tokayev reaffirms Kazakhstan's commitment to promote sustainable development goals as one of the main priorities on its national agenda. Kazakhstan will continue to act as a mediator and peacemaker. Our choice is balance, not domination, President Tokayev states. Cooperation, not confrontation. Peace and not war. The visit has now concluded. It was fruitful with meaningful discussions and important topics raised. Kazakhstan once again reaffirmed its commitment to peaceful and harmonious coexistence with a strong focus on sustainable economic development. That's all we wish to share with you this time. Look forward to seeing you soon again. Goodbye.